let this shit slide and get your lick back. And get your lick back. Get your lick back. If a nigga owe you something, ain't no chit chat. Better stay up out the way, don't get your shit splat. Stop letting this shit slide and get your lick back. And get your lick back. I feel like I'm JX.
J-Way.
I'm a perfectionist. Adderall got me restless.
I'm gone.
Run with a wild crew, they get reckless. Young boy, come up off that neck.
Give me
Into
that.
the trends. See a lead, be the band.
Good evening, and welcome to another episode of Corner of the Copa. This is the first official player profile prospect episode that we are going to be doing for the new channel over at Corner of the Copa. And the first player that we are going to talk about, somebody that you may not have heard about, but his name is Izaac Pacheco. For those of you that are watching on the visual side of things, you'll see that we are working off of the prospect Savant page, which has a lot of good information if you're curious about upcoming prospects. It's my number one source of finding information about prospects, and you can follow along if you're at the YouTube channel. But Izaac Pacheco is 22 years old, and he plays first base, third base, and he's a DH. He played this most recent year at our high A level with a very stacked West Michigan Whitecaps team, and he is currently the 14th ranked prospect in our organization. He was originally drafted out of high school in 2021 in the second round, and he was the 39th overall pick. And he's got a pretty decent physical profile. He's 6'3", 225 pounds. So pretty big guy to be only 22 years old. And his prospect score is 69. So the prospect scores are determined by their age and, just basically what their projections are at the major league level. Obviously, you'll see guys that if they're still in the minor leagues when they're 26 years old, that may affect their prospect score because obviously it's taking a while for them to develop through the system. So he's a 69, so not too bad. And as far as his hit tool, he is a power hitter. He gets on base in a decent amount. He has a high walk rate. And he pulls the ball in the air at a decent amount, which is very telling of how his ability to hit for power. He rarely expands the zone, and as far as the prospect Savant, they put him in the 89th percentile as far as hard hit contact. So a good combination of hard hit contact and an ability to pull the ball in the air. Now, as far as his negatives are concerned, he's not the most fleet of foot guy. He's a pretty slow runner, as you can see by the profile here. The BSRPA determines how well of a base runner he is, and as you can see, his speed is at a 21st percentile. So not surprising, being that he plays the corner infield, and he's 6'3", 225, so pretty big guy. As far as his future at the major league level, I think that he will remain at the corner infield position, although he's a pretty he's a pretty decent athlete. He played shortstop in high school. He obviously moved over to the corner infield, but maybe there's some potential for him to play in the corner outfield as well. Obviously, the more positions he can play, the more versatile he will be. But yeah, like I said, he had a pretty good year at the high A level, and they moved him along pretty slowly. He was drafted at the age of 18, and he's still in high A ball at 22. So I expect him to possibly start the year at the high A level, but he will eventually get to Erie if he doesn't start the year in Erie. The double A, our minor league system is pretty, flourishing in general, which is why he hasn't moved quicker. But, eventually I think they plan on moving him up to the double A level to see where he can max out at. as far as things that he needs to improve on, his strikeout rate is pretty high, as you can see, and his whiff rate is pretty high as well. And just his overall, ability to play defense as a whole. Defensively, coming out of high school, he wanted to work on his rhythm and footwork, which will be which will give him more versatility at the next level. This past year, he hit 17 home runs and he had 68 RBIs. He had a 258 average, and his on-base percentage was 388, so pretty close to 400, was pretty good. And he had an 887 OPS. Now, his average jumped up 30 points. His on-base percentage jumped up 100, and his OPS jumped up 200. So his power tool is continuing to improve. Like I said, the hard hit rate, the pulling in the air is what has caused his power to go up. So I'm interested to see if he can continue to improve. Obviously, he's got some folks ahead of him in the system, one being Josue Briseño, who was on his team for a good amount of the first half of the year. So as far as first baseman and third baseman are concerned, they got Max Anderson and Kevin McGonigal, as well as Jace Young, all playing, all trying out third base. And then at first, obviously, you got Torkelson there right now, and Josue Briseño, they were on Lorenzo. They all play first base. So his best bet is to his best bet is to continue to improve defensively and jump the ranks as a third baseman, although got a ways to go. But he's only 22 years old. He's been in the system a while, so pretty soon the Tigers will have to decide whether they want to protect him in that Rule 5 draft. But just good to see a young guy making some improvements, and I'll be real interested to see where he where his the future takes him. The appealing stat as far as he's concerned is his ability to take walks and get on base. Improvement to his swing and miss and overall K rate will help him moving forward. But like I said, we have a lot more prospect profiles coming up, and so stay tuned to that. Please subscribe to the channel. All of the prospect profiles will strictly be on Corner to Copa. You will not find them on Bleachers to Speakers. So I'm definitely hoping to move some of our specifically baseball fans, Tigers fans, over to this direction because this is where you will find us there. Stay tuned this week. Also, we will be back with another episode talking about free agency, the Arizona Fall League, as well as potential trades. It's your boy Foster. Shout him out.